our vice president, who honestly makes Dan Quayle look like Albert Einstein. Joe Biden, yesterday, in a speech about guns and about people who are complaining about guns and saying that our rights are being violated, he says, not true. Rights are not being violated, and he wants to make it very clear that that is just not true. Listen to this amazing statement and see if you can name one person who disagrees with him.
They say assault weapons like AR-15 are needed for self-protection and recreation. They are not. There's plenty of ways you can protect yourself and recreate without an AR-15.
That's true. We've heard about really good ways to protect yourself without an AR-15. You can vomit. You can urinate on yourself.
Yes, those are all tips that they are now saying that they really want to give to women. So if they fear they're being raped, they can vomit or urinate on themselves because that will most likely turn off the attacker.
Well, there's the ballpoint pen, too. We've got that. And there's a bunch of ways. He's right about that.
Yeah.
They say it isn't about guns. They're wrong.
They're wrong.
It is about guns.
It is.
No, it's about constitutional rights, but
no, he's going to address that now.
I know. Here it comes.
No law-abiding citizen in the United States of America has any fear that their constitutional rights will be infringed in any way.
No law-abiding citizen of the United States has any fear that his constitutional rights will be violated in any way.
In any way.
What?
No. In any way. You don't agree with that?
No.
In any way.
Nobody.
No, there's not one single law-abiding citizen that thinks their constitutional rights, because you know it's the criminals. It is the criminals, think of this, that worry about their constitutional rights. I don't think there's a criminal out there that even knows about their constitutional rights until they are arrested and thrown in jail. Then they say, I've got rights, but they don't know what they are. No law-abiding citizen is concerned about their constitutional rights being violated. We don't think it's happening if you're law-abiding. So in other words, if you think the Constitution is being violated, you are no longer a law-abiding citizen. You should be questioned.
Yeah, you're suspicious. You're under automatic suspicion.
Automatic suspicion if you believe your rights are being violated with this gun nonsense.
This is staggering, and
it is.
I mean, they'll come out and spin this. Oh, that's not what Joe meant. All Joe
they
simply
won't.
meant
They don't care.
they
don't care.
That's a pretty astonishing statement, and he did. He set it up by saying, "Let me say something outrageous," and he did. I mean, that's pretty outrageous, and he went further.
None. Zero.
Common sense facts are these assault weapons are unnecessary and dangerous weapons that put our law enforcement personnel at risk. You guys know a lot of departments around the country. I've been working with the police agency for 35 years. I'm going to say something outrageous. You had no better friend over the last 35 years than me. And what do I hear from y'all?
What an arrogant son of a bitch.
Oh, my gosh.
I can't take this guy. What an arrogant son of a bitch. Is there anybody within the sound of my voice that is a Democrat? Do you at least have the common decency to be embarrassed by him? Seriously. You may not want to come out and disagree with his policies, but do you have the decency to be embarrassed by this guy?
That's the greatest question of all time. Do you have the common decency to be embarrassed by him? That's true. You should. Any normal person should.
We were as people on the right. George Bush would come out and say something completely ridiculous. Like, what was it he said about,
the practicing of love?
Yeah.
What was that?
Our OBGYNs are practicing their love on women.
We were embarrassed by that guy.
On a regular basis.
On a regular basis. We would watch his speeches on television and we'd go, oh, dear God, oh, please don't do it. No. Oh, man. Right? All of us would watch it. We might have been rooting for him. And I think all of us were, on the right, we were rooting for George W. Bush to just not, no, don't say, Oh, why do you always say something like that?
Oh, please don't say this.
Let me make it very clear. Poor people aren't necessarily killers.
He'd be like, oh, no.
Please, no.
Just because you happen to be not rich doesn't mean you're willing to kill.
Oh, man. And we would be embarrassed. Do you have the common decency to be embarrassed by Joe Biden? Is there anybody out there? I mean, I don't see it. We would say it on the time. We would say it on the air all the time. I have not heard a single commentator on the left say they've got to shut this guy up. They have got to shut this guy up. He's an embarrassment.
No, they say the opposite. Where's Joe? They need to use Joe more. Joe being Joe is a good thing to them.
It is. You have no decency. You really have no decency.
You're certainly not honest. If you're not sitting here saying that this guy is a complete embarrassment, not only to your party, but to the country. I mean, the guy is an embarrassment to the United States of America.
You know what? Yesterday, Rush Limbaugh said, and I think he was trying to paraphrase the wife of that man who shall not be named. Mm-hmm. Can we name her or not? Well, I think
you can't say her last name.
I think you can say her first name. Right? Yeah,
I'm not even going to do it. I don't want to. It's like speaking evil. But anyway, he was saying, paraphrasing her, I think. He said, for the first time in my life, I am ashamed of my country. And that is a really powerful statement. But I echo that. For the first time, I can't say it was the first time in my life. We've done things that I've been embarrassed about.
But that's different. I mean, when you're saying you're embarrassed about an action, we've all been embarrassed about an action that has been taken in the country's name.
I'm embarrassed by my country. I really am. I'm ashamed of my country, and I am embarrassed by it.
Well, these leaders are embarrassing. They're the antithesis of everything America is supposed to stand for.
I've never thought, what does the rest of the world think of us? And I don't really care what the politicians think. I don't really care what the French think. I do care about those people who have undergone communism, who are currently, trying to fight a theocracy in Iran. People who have oppression and have experienced real oppression, not American oppression. Oh, I don't have high-speed internet oppression. I mean actual oppression. And how they have looked at us for hope. Now, they may not have looked at us for hope for a long time. Maybe it's been 20 years. I don't know. But the world used to look to us for hope. The people who understand oppression, and they would say, at least America. And boy, they don't appreciate it over there, but boy, at least there's America. The people that used to be in prison, the people that used to be struggling, maybe America will wake up and they'll come and they'll see my plight and the American people will stand up. Do they even say that anymore? Who are they looking to? Who are the people who are really, truly experiencing oppression? What group of people are they looking to? Because I contend they're no longer looking towards us. I contend that there is no reason to look to us. We are on the wrong side. We're sending arms to oppressors. Now, we've done that for a long time in the Middle East. We were duplicitous. But we're not. We don't have two faces now. We are no longer a two-faced country. We used to have one face where we would stand for freedom. And then over the years we became two-faced. Because we're like, you know what, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and all that bull crap. And we're back to one face. But we are headed towards a nightmare face. I said a few years ago, and I'm sorry to go old Jesus on you. But evil does not destroy. It perverts. If it's a tool that it can use, it perverts and uses it for great destruction. We are the greatest tool in the toolbox of the heavens. Freedom, liberty, is the greatest tool in the toolbox. because we can be the hand of God. We can do the things and free people so they can go and do the things that they're supposed to do. If this tool gets into the hands of evil, we will make Germany, Russia, and China look like rookies. We have a moral responsibility to stay awake. Do you know how when you have a serious injury, and you see it all the time in movies and TV shows, stay with me, stay awake, stay awake. You've got to keep the patient awake. Stay awake, stay with me. We have to start doing that to each other because this patient is falling asleep, and we have got to keep the patient awake. Just stay awake, because if it goes to sleep entirely, it is lights out, gang. I had Dr. James Dobson on yesterday on TV, and he said to me, I used to be angry. I would see things in the news, and I would be angry. He said, almost every day now I get up, and I look at the news, and I am alarmed. Joe Biden, I'm sorry. You are so out of touch if you don't think good, decent, hardworking, law-abiding citizens are concerned about their constitutional rights being violated. You are so out of touch, and you're an embarrassment to our nation. And I say that with all the respect due to the office of the Vice President of the United States. You're an embarrassment to our nation. We're not worried about it. We're alarmed. Every single day. It has been 4 years into this administration. 4 years. Take an account, gang, of how much has changed in this country in 4 years. Take an account of where we are. You know, universal health care hasn't even started yet. Take an account of where we are. Think of how much has changed. Think about how you view your country now in 4 short years. We're at the beginning of the next 4. If you're not alarmed, forget about worried or concerned. If you're not alarmed, you're dead asleep. And I ask you, do the people who are in prison today, do the people who really feel oppression, again, not stupid, silly American oppression, oh, I can't find a job, I'm being oppressed. True oppression. Are they still looking to us? And if not, to whom are they looking?